Do founders reach out to you asking for money because they want to make a lot of money with a startup, selling a startup?
Days of Me Too have gone. In the sense, when I say Me Too here, is the idea of copying the West.
स्वागत है आप सबका। इस वीडियो में हमने बिजनेस के ग्रोथ स्ट्रेटजीज और सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के इंस्पायरिंग एक्सपीरियंस पर बात की है। अगर आपको कंप्लीट पॉडकास्ट चेक आउट करना है तो चेक आउट द लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन।
Do founders reach out to you asking for money because they want to make a lot of money with a startup, selling a startup?
See, I think
Is money the objective sometimes?
not necessarily, and mostly I would stay away from founders who see money as the objective.
How do you identify that?
You talk to them. I think that's what you do. We do talk to them quite over a few meetings to understand their psyche.
So you see whether there's passion or
Passion or detached passion, whatever that is, but it is more an interest to solve something, right? And you see the problem yourself.
through their eyes.
Yeah, and you have to feel it, right? There is a problem out there, I want to solve it. Like, I think that days of Me Too have gone. In the sense, when I say Me Too here, is the idea of copying the West, right? Is almost gone. Right now you have to solve for what problems are in India, what problems you're facing from a regular perspective, what's the market demands, etc. Right? So that's the shift that is happening, which is a good shift, right? And I think we appreciate such founders. Finally, see, it's about, as I said, right? I mean, okay, so venture fund is a power law game, right? This is not an average or a bell curve game, right? I want 2 of my startups to do successful, then I make my money and I give my investors
2 of 10?
The whole
2 of 20.
50?
20 is the
So 1 of
present
10.
fund, right?
10%.
1 of 10, yeah. And I'm talking about the bumper returns, right? The others will do good, but I'm talking about the 2 of 20, which will give me a 40x, right?
What are all the different ways in which these 9 fail? Do they have different?
No, see, the failure term itself is, that has to be defined, and it's not easy.
Failure in your metrics.
Okay, so let's say for failure for me is anyone not giving me 2x and above, right? So the rest 9 don't fail that way. Only, let's say, 4 of them might fail, right? Out of those 10. The rest might give me 4x, 6x, 10x and all.
So the overall average of 7 years for the whole
No, see,
set?
here we talk about multiples usually, or the IRR, right? Average might be a tricky term, right? So either you talk about a 3 to 5x or a 25% kind of an IRR is what you expect.
Which is way high than what a person like me makes in the stock market, which is 14 to 15%.
Correct.
And whatever you're referring is post-tax? Pre-tax?
It depends on, it's pre-tax, it depends on how you handle it, but yeah. Where we are a long-term capital gain and with the new rules, you're not losing a lot, right? Valuations is not such a big discussion point. In the sense, it is a discussion point, but
It's a long game in your case.
yeah, and I tell people, in fact, okay, so let me tell you this. I started my whole journey in this by myself when I took one of my portfolio companies, which is Disperse, to a couple of angel networks in Hyderabad. The reason they didn't want to invest is they wanted a 10 crore valuation. The guy was saying 15 crore. मैं बोला भैया, you guys are, you don't understand. I mean, I am not able to appreciate what you think. I am going in. So that's when Exceed. So Exceed was my first avatar of investment. So that's when Exceed was found with a group of school friends and all that, right? And it was clear that see, 1% here or there in the long run would matter little. I understand with rights and all today, I understand why it matters, but you can't really keep debating on that, right? And today we use a lot of CCPS kind of instruments, so a convertible note, a safe note. Basically a safe note which is in the US, you postpone the valuation towards the next round, right? That's the idea. So instead of saying, hey, look, today your valuation is 40 crores, I say when you raise the next round, your valuation will be between 30 and 60 crores, and I'll get a discount of, let's say, 20%, right? At that valuation on that day, right? So that's postponing the valuation, right? And that's a pretty neat instrument. So we use that a lot more than a direct equity.
So it removes the negotiation at that point when they need money on what their current valuation
It does not
is.
remove the entire negotiation. You're still putting a floor and a ceiling,
But you don't need to haggle on the exact number.
So that's the idea, right? And I think that's a neat method. So in general, at this early stage, valuation is, sure, it's a good point to discuss, but beyond the point, I wouldn't.
Everything is speculative.
Right. See, speculative, even later stage, we have seen billions of dollars go overnight south. So, that's also questionable why it is like that. So, but to your point, right, I think, see, we are clearly value-based investing, not in the stock market way, but in the startups. So we believe in the idea of unit economics. We clearly wouldn't invest beyond the point, I can't invest in a logistics startup, right? I don't understand where's the end game, and I'm not a deep pockets game, right? So I cannot keep funding them forever. So
उम्मीद है ये वीडियो आपके लिए यूजफुल और इंटरेस्टिंग रहा होगा। इस वीडियो को लाइक करना ना भूलें और टफ स्टोरी को यूट्यूब और सारे सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पर फॉलो और सब्सक्राइब भी जरूर कर दीजिए। पूरा पॉडकास्ट देखने के लिए लिंक मैंने डिस्क्रिप्शन एरिया में दे दी है, जहां पर जाकर जरूर चेक करें। सो ये था एक काफी इंटरेस्टिंग वीडियो और मैं आपसे मिलता हूं हमारे अगले वीडियो में। तब तक के लिए गुड बाय।